So
all right, welcome to Bing TV. Yahoo has a new CEO.
Yay!
The search is over. Susan Decker is out, and Carol Bartz is in.
Is it interesting that Yahoo managed to name their CEO before Barack Obama could name his CTO, which was supposed to happen this time last week?
Yeah, what the hell? Like, he was supposed to be the one on top of his things.
Yeah.
Well, hey, maybe Sue Decker.
Sue Decker's a new candidate for Yahoo.
So Carol Bartz, former CEO of Autodesk, who took the company from $285 million in revenue to $1.5 billion in revenue, is now the new CEO of Yahoo. Good thing, bad thing, positive, negative, do we like this, do we not like this?
I'm going to take the fence walker position and say a lot of positives, a lot of negatives. She's had...
You can't take a fence walker, you're going to be good or bad.
I'm going to say probably all things considered not the right pick, but I can understand where they're coming from, which is still a fence walker position, but I would say the proverbial, I would have done things differently. I love the fact that she has raw experience being successful in business. She's a hardcore, hard hitter, no bullshit kind of girl, it seems like. Love that. The lack of experience thing bothers me. Somebody raised a great point that Eric Schmidt had no significant web experience going to Google, so obviously that it can work, but Yahoo's is in a pretty tough place right now, and you would like to think that some internet advertising, search, web experience would have been a good thing for them.
I'm going to actually take the other side. I'm going to say it's a good thing. Not so much because of her experience. It'd obviously be ideal if she had web experience, but she has experience leading large tech companies through hard times. She did it with Autodesk. She's on board of a lot of tech companies. She's kind of like a solid businesswoman, which is what they need. They have Jerry Yang, who's a crazy, technical guy, horrible business savvy. So now they have Carol, who's like, to do the business side of that.
I have no arguments against that.
Yeah, I think it was a phenomenal decision, and for the reason that she says so herself, I'm just going to 100% agree with her. She said exactly these words: Yahoo is a powerful global brand with a great collection of assets, strong technology, and enormously talented employees. There is no denying that Yahoo has faced enormous challenges over the past year, but I believe there is now an extraordinary opportunity to create value for our shareholders and new possibilities for our customers, partners, and employees. We will see that opportunity. I think 100% she's dead on. Yahoo's at the bottom. They need fixing. They need structuring. They need a gut cleaning.
They don't need like a radical web technologist or somebody like that. They need like hardcore old school business.
Yeah, person. I think they have media execs. They have technology talent. I think they need solid business acumen. I think like someone was saying in one of the commentaries. She needs to do a little bit of house cleaning. She needs to kill some of the dead weight. Just get them out of there.
That's not
so to get back on track to some extent, part of the trouble from here is that is she going to be able to realize who is is she going to have the experience in the space? Is just being from a technology company enough experience to know who to clean out, to know who needs to go, to know who can be a good contributor? You guys are going to get the giggles, aren't you?
No, keep going. Yeah, I think she will know. I think it's going to come down to numbers. It's going to come down to performance. It's not going to come down to, do I like this person or do I not? Does this person, seem like they'll do? I think it'll come down to like core assets, core contributions, core ability to deliver. And if they can, then they'll stay. If they can, then they'll be out.
I think the sole purpose of her going to Yahoo right now is to like restructure them, get them in shape, build a solid business plan, and then get rid of the company somehow. Merge it, sell it, do something with it. But right now they're in a horrible spot. They need something to like structure it and just do away with it. And they're saying that a part of behind Carol joining is that she knows a lot of connections in like the high levels of Microsoft. So that could be another.
So a piece just to help with the negotiations, because Microsoft doesn't want to deal with Jerry anymore.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised.
What nobody's really talking about is what has she been doing professionally for the last 3 years? She left Autodesk in April of 2006, been sitting on a lot of boards, doing some work for President Bush's Technology and Science Council. Is that enough to keep her involved enough in the tech community that she really understands inside and out the challenges that the web community is facing or has faced over the last 3 years? I mean, this is a really rapidly changing market. What was happening in 2006 is a hell of a long way from what's happening today. Obviously, the people interviewed her thought so, but is that a hurdle for her?
In my opinion, I don't think it matters. I think someone who's been able to perform at her level for as long as she's been performing at that level, sometimes a year break, 2 year break, And who said that she even took a break? I mean, it seemed like she was pretty involved in a lot of different,
Yeah,
lot of different areas.
to call it a break might not be
Sometimes,
the right way, but at least took a break from her professional capacity of running companies.
I say it doesn't matter. I say business is business, and they need some solid foundation and fundamentals brought to the company to give it some like validity in the eyes of Wall Street shareholders, employees. I could very easily say that I think over the next couple of days we'll of course be doing our calling into Yahoo and try to pull some people out. A lot of people are going to come back with we want to stay and see what happens.
Yeah.
Those are of course the people that have always been wanting to stay and see what happens, but I think this time, I'll borderline honor it.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you. I completely agree with you. And I don't think she's been out of the market for the past 2 years. She has been sitting on board. So while it could just be her meeting once a year to make non-important decisions, it could in actuality be her sitting and participating in the boards and making business decisions for other leading companies. Cisco and Intel are I think 90 and 92 of the biggest companies in the world.
Let's get into some of the comments. What are people talking about in the blogosphere? While you're looking, I think it's super interesting that she's in, Decker's out.
Decker immediately says, "I'm out." It really gives you the vibe that Decker said, either hire me or I'm gone, or said, if you hire her, I'm gone. I don't know which way that leans, but there's no way this news isn't mutual. It isn't tied together.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, it was 100% one of those two things. Which is interesting because don't they sit on other boards together?
I believe it's Intel? No, not Intel. Eli, you were talking about this earlier.
Intel, Cisco.
But yeah, it was Intel.
Intel, Cisco, and NetApp. She sat on the same board with Sue at Intel.
Oh, yeah, that was right.
Yeah.
I didn't figure.
She did, which makes things pretty awkward right now. I mean, for them at the next board meeting, for the 10 of them.
What are you gonna do? Someone had to win, right?
Someone had to win, yeah. And then, yeah, I mean, throughout the tech community, it seems like people are saying...
One of the interesting things is nobody was really ever talking about other possibilities. It seemed like about a week ago, her name started floating around. And then there was the former chairman of Nextel Communications, or somebody along those lines, sits on the board of Yahoo as well. And he was rumored for the CEO job.
Yeah.
But aside from that, there really weren't ever rumors of really who was discussing this job. I mean, what do you think their candidate pipeline was like? I mean, did people really want this job?
There was speculation on the internet that a lot of people have turned down the role. They just didn't want it. They asked a lot of people. The guy from Nextel, the insider at Yahoo, allegedly passed on the position. He didn't want it.
But supposedly he passed because he felt they needed someone from the outside, not because he wasn't up for the challenge of taking the job.
Yeah, but other people probably passed as well from the outside. I'd be surprised if Carol was their first choice.
So some comments out from blogosphere while you're looking for more comments. Looks like some people are saying that they brought her in. She's probably not going to do the Microsoft deal right off the bat. She has a type of personality or mentality that's going to come in and really do a serious evaluation of their core assets before she just gives up their leading asset. So don't have any high hopes for that being going down right away.
And Wall Street reacted to that, definitely. I mean, there's something to be said for buy on rumors, sell on news. I mean, that's kind of like a time-honored Wall Street tradition, but the stock lost, I think, over 2% on the announcement of her news. There was news that the announcement was going to be made, and it spiked by about 3 or 4 cents. And then as soon as she was named, within 45 minutes, it was off over 70 cents on the dollar, and that was, or rather, it was off over 70 cents on, I think, just over like a $12.50 stock price.
Right.
So Wall Street wasn't thrilled.
Wall Street was, 2% isn't significant. I mean, the day itself, Yahoo's down.
2% in 45 minutes is significant.
Not if you're Yahoo. They've lost so much more in so much, less time. I don't know. I mean, I'm looking at the Twitter.
Give us something. Come on, throw something out there, man.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like people are, there's no consensus on the blogosphere. It seems like everyone's everywhere. Somebody says that this move prevents Yahoo from merging with Microsoft, and then 2 comments later, this is paving the way for MicroWho. So people are completely up in the air. Some people are saying that...
Bottom line, there's not a lot of consensus on whether or not this is a good one. I think we're a pretty good example of that. I think probably by and large negative, but with the potential for positive reaction. You seem to feel very strongly that it's a positive thing. You seem less strongly, but still positive that it's a positive reaction. So time will tell.
Yeah, I'm interested in hearing feedback from employees that work at Yahoo. I'm interested in hearing feedback from anyone else that may have worked with Carol closely in the past. Share us your feedback. Let's see what happens. Stay tuned for more.
Take care.